I'm here with Hailey Verhaalen, and we're super excited to have her on our page again. We did an interview at Country Crossings Music Festival about 2 years ago, and so it's going to be great to catch up again and hear what she's got in the works and what she's been doing lately. Hailey, why don't you start off by just introducing yourself, where you're from, and what got you started in music?
Yeah, well, my name's Hailey Verhaalen. I'm from Oregon City, Oregon, which is kind of in the heart of the Pacific Northwest. And um, I I grew up just loving, living, breathing anything music. I didn't really pick up a guitar or anything until about the age of 15. But even back when I was 10 years old, I was writing in notebooks about stuff that I had no clue about. And yeah, so I got started really young and really started to take it seriously maybe around the age of 20 when I started playing live in bars and stuff.
Great. Can you tell us about any specific artists that you really look up to?
Yeah, I would say the very first artist that really ever inspired me was Kelly Clarkson. Watching her win American Idol was, I sat cross-legged on the floor and watched her win that, and it was just such an inspiring thing to see, and that really laid the groundwork for me wanting to be on stage someday.
Yeah.
So Kelly Clarkson first. Miranda Lambert has always been a huge idol of mine, so her, and recently Ashley McBride and Brandi Carlile have a huge impact on my music and kind of who I want to look up to as an artist.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about your sound and how that combines with country music and different other genres?
Yeah, so I get a lot that I sound like a mix between Miranda Lambert and Casey Musgraves, which I'm like elated about. That's like such a cool thing to hear. And you know, they both have really interesting country tones, and I grew up on country music, and it's just that's deep within my soul. And so when I get to sound like, especially two huge artists like Miranda Lambert and Casey Musgraves, people comparing me to them, it's just such an incredible thing that I hope people receive well and, you know, love to listen to.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that combination.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you currently living in Nashville now?
Yeah, I am in Nashville now. I've been here since October 2015, 2016. It's been about 3.5 years now.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience moving and some of your favorite places in and around Nashville?
Yeah, moving 2,500 miles away from home was a huge adjustment. It was such a cool and scary experience to pack up my entire life and set off into the unknown, but it was something I felt like was necessary if I wanted to get anywhere with music. I love songwriting, and Nashville is a songwriting town. So I wanted to come over and really hone in on my songwriting craft, and as crazy as a decision as it was, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I've really grown to love playing at places like the Listening Room and the Bluebird Cafe over here, as well as all the other, you know, smaller bars. But those two are really like just empowering stages to be on because there's been so many people on those stages. So it's always a magical moment to be able to play there.
Great venues and such an intimate scene, which I think is so powerful and something that you really only get in Nashville. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. My next question is about your songwriting and what inspires that and what you look up to when you're writing a song.
Yeah, well, so I write 3 to 5 songs a week. So I write a lot. So I'm always looking for inspiration in the weirdest places. You know, I could be driving on my way to work and I see somebody who got rear-ended, and I'll figure out a story to put behind that song. And, you know, I'm always looking for inspiration. So on a more emotional level, though, whenever I feel like I can't talk about something, that's where I start songwriting and really trying to put it in a really colorful way so that, you know, I can really pour my emotions out. So if I'm ever going through a hard time, like with all this coronavirus stuff going on, sometimes I just have to sit down and just let emotion out. It doesn't always turn into a full song. I might just be singing a few lines that are just helping me heal. But yeah, I mean, whenever I can bring real experience and emotion into it, I always find that amazing.
Awesome. Well, you just released Someday When This Is Over. It's a very relatable song to the time. Can you tell us about the story behind that and your favorite lyrics from that song?
Ooh, good question. Well, so I'm a nanny over here part-time. So I do part-time music, part-time nannying. And the little boy I was nannying was on a Zoom meeting with his classmates because obviously schools were closed. And he was just like, we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. And to his classmates. And it just broke my heart because, you know, the effect that this coronavirus is taking on the entire world is detrimental, but especially to our younger generations, it's just really painful to see like what it's doing to them. They're not able to hang out with their friends or, you know, socialize or anything. So that was weighing really heavy on my heart one day. And I left work and was just kind of like, man, this just sucks, you know? And I sat down on my bedroom floor and was just like, man, someday when this is over, it's going to take a turn. Like, it's going to be okay. We don't know when, and I sat down on my floor and I wrote the song within an hour or so, just because I was so emotional. It just poured right out of me. And it was just kind of just happened. It was great. So my favorite lyric from it, I would say it has to be in the second verse where it says, oh, to be so little, darling, makes me wish that I was too, but I can't do no time traveling, so I'll just see what it's like through you. That whole second verse just really kind of hit me, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, we get to live through the innocence of children every day, watching them play, and the innocence behind it is just such a beautiful thing, and it helps us heal in hard times. So I felt like those lines were really powerful in the song.
Definitely incredible lyrics throughout that entire song.
Thank you.
You mentioned having new music coming out. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and what we look forward to?
Yeah, so on September 6th, Sunday, I'm going to be releasing my next single called Sunday Morning Love You. And this song has been in the works for a very long time. I'm really, really excited to finally get it out. I actually just got the final mix of it today, so we're sending it off to mastering and we're getting it submitted. So September 6th, there's going to be some new music for you guys.
Super exciting. So definitely keep us in the loop about that, and we'll be happy to listen to it on September 6th.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that is all the questions, and I believe you've prepared something to perform for us today. What you'll be performing, and then
I figured I would sing Sunday Morning Love You, since that's going to be my next single. So, yeah, I wrote this one with Brittany Moore and Stephen Cade kind of a long time ago, and I knew I loved this song the day we wrote it. It was one of those that you leave the write and it's just stuck in your head and you just want to listen to the work tape of it a bunch. And so we kind of knew this song was special, so I'm really excited to release it. All right, here it goes. I don't mind the weekend, jumping off the deep end, the thrill of the downtown life. Spinning on the dance floor, watching those drinks pour. Bands got the groove just right. Oh, but we're more than a Saturday night. Oh, and I'm waiting on that sunrise. I love just Sunday morning love you. It feels like heaven right beside you. Oh, lost in the covers, get lost in your eyes. It feels like the first time, every time. I love just Sunday morning love you. I love the Sunday morning love you. You know I like the whiskey, getting kind of tipsy, thinking about us so long. Dialing up the taxi, kissing in the backseat, oh, you the whole way home. Oh, we're more than a Saturday night. Oh, and I'm waiting on that sunrise. I love just Sunday morning love you. It feels like heaven right beside you. Oh, lost in the covers, getting lost in your eyes. It feels like the first time, every time. I love just Sunday morning love you. I love just Sunday morning love you. So let that paper hit the door. Leave last night's clothes on the floor. Yeah, all that stuff can wait. 'Cause I'm gonna Sunday morning love you. I'm gonna Sunday morning love you. Yeah, I love to Sunday morning love you. It feels like heaven right beside you. Oh, lost in the covers, get lost in your eyes. It feels like the first time. Every time I love Sunday morning love you. I love to Sunday morning love you. I love to Sunday morning love you. Oh, I love to Sunday morning love you.
Woo!
There it is. Thank you.
Well, oh my God. I can just imagine like waking up on a Sunday morning or any morning with my cup of coffee in bed and just like enjoying it.
Yes.
So.
Hey, that's what we were going for. I'm glad you got that out of it.
Amazing. What a great song. And we're so excited to hear that come September. Please tell us where we can find your music and your socials so that we can stay in touch until then.
Yeah, well, again, my name's Hailey Verhaalen, so HaileyVerhaalen.com. My easier accessed pages are just Hailey V Music on all social media. I know my last name's really tough to spell, so Hailey V Music, if you Google it, if you type it into any social media, it'll pop up, so.
Great. Well, we're super excited. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and best of luck the rest of 2020.
Thank you. You too.